So what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I always get a comment asking what lens do I use, how do I film my real estate. It's just simple stuff. First thing I do when I get here, I turn the lights on, make sure everything looks good. If there's bulbs that need to be replaced, I try to contact the seller, tell them, hey, we need to get some light bulbs in it. But if it has very good natural light, this house has very good natural light, we usually just go with it. But first things first, I'm using a a7iii with a 10 to 18. Yes, I know it's a crop lens, but it actually works pretty good. It sucks as an f4, but it does what I need to do. Just bump up the exposure just a little bit. It looks good. I'm using a newer field monitor, DJI Ronin M. Works fine. Anything's good. So let's get into some shots. Shot I always like to do is just come in through the living room, get a nice fan shot of that, slow it down, and then work my way into the fireplace here. Just always trying to move forward. And it's nice to have these houses that are staged. If you can get anybody to do a stage, it looks awesome. And that happens. So the settings I use on my camera, I usually shoot at 60 frames. I know, you're gonna have the shutter around a 1/25. I know it's a little dark, but I like to be able to slow down some of the shots because some of the houses that we use have very good lighting in it. So it's just nice to use that. So let's get some more shots. I'm gonna work in here on the kitchen. So anytime I work into the kitchen, always moving forward. You just gotta watch your reflections on stuff. I mean, like the grill, the countertop has a reflection. So you just try to keep it as close as you can. And then your shadows, obviously. But I always say move forward, but sometimes you just have to get those back shots, and just so it opens it up. I really wish they would freaking paint underneath these cabinets, because it would look way nicer. But I'm not the homeowner. I'm not the guy that's freaking selling it, so I'm just the guy that's filming it. So I'm gonna get another shot this angle. You can never have enough film, and anyone can tell you that. Always get a nice little shot above, and I'll come down around, try to get the island. Get a nice little island shot, and then try to come back out. Yes, I know I'm going backwards, but it'll work. So there's the kitchen shot. Clean little shot. Yeah, another thing too, you want to make sure is always adjust your white balance. Because you'll have some rooms that are very yellow, and I know you can actually go in and change the color in post, but why do more work when you can do it while you're here? So always go in, adjust it, make sure my whites are white, and then that's just how it is. So let's get some more filming. Yeah, buddy. You just gotta watch when you do these rooms, see how you can blow your lighting out. So it's just nice to have a nice room like this, so you can actually get some cool shots of it. So I'm gonna do it again, just from a different angle. This time I'm gonna try to come straight on in it. This is where the Ronin becomes a pain in the butt sometimes, because it's so big, but it works so nice. But yep, like I said, just keep moving forward, and it just makes everything looks good. I mean, this lens that I use, the 10 to 18, it really works, because when you crop it, it's a 1.5, so you're roughly at like 15 millimeter, 16 millimeter, give or take some. And if you get the doorways in it and always make it look like you're walking through, it just makes the video like 10 times better. So that's just the way I like doing it. And any people do it different, but that's just me. Let's get through this house, and then we'll see what happens. So when I do anything with stairs, I usually try to get the stairs going down. It's just something to give it like a transition, because you can speed ramp it up and then slowly bring it back up so you can make the room look good. Just the windows are blown out. It sucks that, you know, you can't get everything you want, but it'll all work out. It looks good. You just gotta pick your days. But sometimes, if you have a client that's really cool with you, come in like at night, you can get some cool shots, but then you don't have outside shots. So it's really just to pick your poison. Do you want real good, nice sunlight coming through? I prefer to shoot at like 4 or 5 o'clock, you know, golden hour, because you can get some real good shots. But then some guys, they just want their houses shot and filmed right away. So, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do when the clients want you to do it. But if you can talk to your clients and tell them, hey, I like to come around sunset, get some shots of the outside, and then get some inside shots, trust me, they're gonna look good. I highly recommend it. Now I'm just going here to this bathroom. Gotta adjust my white balance just to make sure it's nice and white. So bathrooms are real tricky, because the problem is you have these things and they're called a mirror, and the mirror makes it the hardest freaking thing, because you don't want to get yourself in it, and trust me, it don't look good. So usually what I do is I start outside of the door jamb, give myself a little work with it, so I can edit it a lot better. And I usually try to come up high, just come up high in this, and looks real good, and then come down to this and then work my way back up. But see, I caught myself in the mirror. These mirrors are a pain in the butt, so what we're gonna have to do here is just come down low on this one, and then caught myself again. So this one, caught myself at low, caught myself at high. So like I always say, move forward. So a little trick that you can do is come in here, and if you have to, I'm out of the mirror now, just come in reverse like this, back up, and then all you have to do in post is just reverse the clip, and then you can even go in, but it's just taking that, you gotta stop right there. But anytime, just always do a reverse shot if you have to, because you can always just flip it back in post and you can have a forward clip. You know, it works that way because everything's static, nothing's moving, so you're good. So let's go get more shots of the house. So yep, now we're back in another room. You gotta change your white balance. Every room you go into, change your white balance. It never hurts. You want the whites to be white. It's just easier that way. So, like I said, walk through the doorways, just walk straight in, and just get a nice little shot of the room. The wider the angle, the better you'll have. You know, if you want to make the sellers think like, wow, that room's really big, but actually it could be a pretty small room. Like, this is actually a pretty decent sized room, but you can always make it look bigger. So always use a wide angle lens. It just works in the aspects way bigger. It makes everything nicer. Another room, gotta check the white balance. Adjusted that. Hit record, go through the stair, just go through the doorway and straight into the corner. I always like to do that. And then that one's done. So let's this is the master. So walk through this one, same thing. Always, it's nice when they have everything set up. So what I do is usually just get a shot a cool shot of the bed, walking by it. It makes it look good. And then I'll back up into this corner. It's just, yeah. So you always see yourself. I mean, like, I'm literally against the wall, and I'm not a small dude. So you literally have to like start in these close corners just to get the full depth of the room. Like I said, always try to go in reverse, back out just in case that the one looks a little better. And it just looks cool. You just never know. But two, you don't have to do what I do. You can do any different style. You can actually just do anything. You can go in reverse for all of them, but it just always makes it feel good that you're moving forward. You know, you feel like you're literally walking through the house. So adjust the f-stop, the white balance. Make sure the whites are white. Another room. So like I said, always make sure you go through the doorway. Gives it a cool transition. And then just work yourself into the bedroom, into a corner, backwards. Just do it backwards so you can always have extra clip. And then out. Cool. All right, so first thing is you got mirrors, more mirrors. So this one here will be like a two-part shot. I'll come in and get this part, get the toilet, and then I'll have to start back in this corner to get this tub. And it's just because it's behind the door and it's not gonna look right. So, all right, let's get the shot of coming through the door, and then we'll do another shot of just that part. So let's start low. Get a little bit of the counter, as much as we can. Turn to the toilet. Okay. Another thing too, always make sure toilet seats are down, because you never know, it might be a floater in there and you don't want that in a film. So let's do this again. Start low. Get a little bit of the countertop so you don't see yourself in the mirror. Swing down around to the toilet. Okay. So next thing is fans on. It is what it is. But I always like to start low on this. And then come up to like to the shower head. And then bring it back down, bring it back to the corner, and then good. That'll work. You can do a lot in post with that. I mean, I can, but most of you people, it's simple stuff. It's nothing over crazy with. So I guess we'll get this final room in here. See how you can see my shadow? It's not fun. So looks good for white balance. Work your right through, come in, and then just reverse out. I already got this room, but it's always nice to have enough. So all the interior is done. Now what I'll do is just get some detailed shots of just little stuff, since they have the room set up. So we'll just get some little close-up, just cool shots of just random shots in here. Like I'll bump up the exposure a little bit on here, change my white balance to where I feel it looks fine, and then just get some cool little shots. That's the goal. So like I'll get this fan again, and then transfer right over to the clock. Just a cool little shot, you know, and then maybe a little bit of like just outwards from the fireplace, just little stuff like that. Like Yeah, they have a nice little setup of this here. So what you could do is just get a nice little shot of that and come out from it. You know, get a full scape of the room. But yeah, just little stuff like that. I mean, you can use a gimbal, you can use really anything you want. It's just always got to make sure you're just have an eye. Just look at cool stuff. See, shadow was in that one, so I want to come across this way and then turn and lower it. It just looks cool. So let's get stuff set up for outside. Outside's a little different since it's pretty bright out, so you're gonna need ND filters. ND filter just helps bring so you can keep your shutter speed the way you need it. You know, double your shutter speed. If it's 60, it's 120 or 125. My camera only does 125. If you shoot 24 frames, obviously you're gonna shoot 50, around there. 60, you can do 60. So if you're shooting 120 frames, you need 240. So always just multiply your shutter speed for what your frames per second is. So that's why we use ND filters. So you can use the same shutter. You don't have to crank it up or crank it down. So you can get that cinematic feel in all your edits. So let's get stuff set up for outside and we'll get her done. So right now we're outside. I got the ND filter on the screen right now. You can see the house is really blown out. So what we'll do is just darken up the ND filter, and it just looks awesome. Like, I mean, it takes away the whole glare on the house, makes the blues blue, and it's just, you can just adjust it where you feel like it's good. And so let's get some outside shots. Let's walk back here. Nice little area. Really, the fall makes it really nice. Just a beautiful day out, and just good day. But so now it's darker back here. It's darker back here, so what we'll do is just lighten up the ND. Good. So now we're back here at the back of the house. So it's a little, so it was about that dark. So now what you do is just minimize it, get a nice looking color, bring that blue out. So now we have the ND set the way we want, and just do a little couple cross shots. But you see there's the reflection of the windows down here. Just stay in front of it, don't ever get in it, because you don't want to see yourself in it. And then work your way up. Got that nice little lens flare coming off of it. Tilt the camera up. Cool. And back yourself up around. Just a fun little shoot. Look, and that little light flare looks awesome. So, all right, well, that's the outside. Can't really fly the drone here because it's right by an airport, so always make sure you have your right license. Make sure you're not around the airport. So yeah, this will do it for this video. Pricing, it's all varied for what you want to do. If you're using a multi-million-dollar home, obviously you should price it for more bedrooms, more square footage. I have a little deal with the real estate agent that I'm doing this with, so he gives me a bunch of houses, so it works out in the best. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll hit you guys up. This is Bill. Later, guys.